You fools! You have fallen into my trap, and now you are forever lost to the VCR Podcast. And now, here are your masters. Views Vishals.
Damn it! She's in another castle, isn't she?
Jin and Chris.
All the Nintendogs are on fire.
CS Radical.
I was promised cat boys.
Now, let the show begin.
And I muted myself. Hey, I got it right now. VCR Podcast, episode 75. How did we get to 75 episodes? I have no idea, not with my dumbass hosting abilities. But hello, everybody. 75 episodes of the podcast that predates itself from the moment the title is spoken. Good Lord.
We old.
We're like that married couple that, you know, goes on for 75 years, and that's about as far as they get, because 100 years seems impossible. We're 75 episodes in, and I'm asking similar questions to, like, an angry old couple. Why are we still doing this, guys? You tell me.
Well, I remember a Dane Cook joke where it was him talking to a couple that had been together for, like, 55 years or something ridiculous, and he took the guy aside and he goes, "What's your secret?" And the old guy just looked at him and went, "Cheating." That was it. That's
Whatever works. I mean,
so
look.
I've been cheating on both of you, and I'm sorry.
All right, that's all Vish had to add. Okay, well, that's about the best we're going to get out of him, I think, so at this point. So, we have a hell of a show for you guys today. What that show is, I have no goddamn idea.
Probably about VCRs, because clearly that's what our podcast
Yes,
is.
it's always been about VCRs.
Honestly, the Sony VCR, the way that it rewound and made that sound that was horrendously loud every time. Oh, that was a good VCR.
Note to self, be careful when I change elements on the show. Apparently, when I changed the background for the pre-stream, so it removed some stuff, it also changed this image. So now it's fixed. So that's 2 issues in the first 3 minutes. I'm a professional.
So today's episode will be titled, "We Have Issues."
Actually, that's probably about accurate. You know what? I'll take that as probably the most accurate title we can come up with.
Adam makes a very quick note.
It's like
Radical Notes version.
episode 75.
I wanna start
Everything is fucked.
So
Everything
I wanna start by asking you guys, what did you guys think of the Venom trailer?
Ooh!
Oh, that's a good start. I like where this is going. I'm bringing my whiskey right up here for this episode.
My thing is, it looks like it's going to be the same quality as the first movie. Adam, you haven't watched it yet, have you?
I think I watched pieces of it. I don't think I haven't definitely watched it in full for sure.
Okay.
The first one?
So
No.
It's the ultimate fun garbage. The script and story are absolutely terrible, but it's just fun to watch.
Yeah, I wouldn't
But
say the
this
script
is what I'm
horrible
looking
or anything.
forward to.
Yeah, like I would say it's more just, it's very cookie cutter fun. Nothing like mind blowing, like in the writing happens, but nothing by any means was written bad where it's like, oh, this is cringy to watch. Like it's
Well, look,
written
I've
like
had enough
it's a
history with
popcorn
Venom
flick.
to know that I have to be very careful on what my expectations are for Venom, considering the last time I saw him was Topher Grace playing it. So.
Oh, this is way better than that.
Yeah,
It's way better than that. It's like this
Chris-
movie wasn't trying to take itself seriously, and that's
Yeah.
why it was good. Because the writing was like, we're gonna have fun with this. So for what it was going for, I felt like it was written well, like as if somebody made a fan film, if anything. Like it was just like a fun fan film about Venom, instead of it trying to be very serious, like say like a Winter Soldier film or something like that.
So with what I'm thinking is that with Carnage, I think he looks awesome. By the way,
Yes, he does.
Yeah, this I want not just Carnage. I want Cletus Cassidy.
And Woody Harrelson looks
absolute-
perfectly for him too.
He
That
does.
haircut was dead on.
Yeah,
he's very southern, and Cletus Cassidy, like that's as southern of a name as you could possibly get.
it is.
Yeah, Cletus Cassidy, I'm a serial killer. Like, and Woody Harrelson is a great actor.
I was just
Like-
about to say, Vishal, your acting there with that, you should be Cletus Cassidy. Like, that was so spot
Cletus
on.
Cass-
I thought you were him for a second.
I am Cletus G. Cassidy Singh.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
this
we're
isn't going to
dancing.
work for me anymore. No, my immersion's broken now.
What?
So
Your immersion's
well,
broken? Why?
I want them to make him absolutely terrifying. Like, there are movies where people actually do a strong performance in a bad movie. The prime example is Raul Julia's M. Bison in Street Fighter.
That's true, actually. That's a really
The
good
guy
point.
actually did a legitimate, sincere acting job when he played that role in a movie that is probably the ultimate hot garbage.
Yeah, see, that one was
Because-
just written bad, that movie.
yeah.
I don't
The
think,
thing is,
I
I
think that was
enjoyed
trying to be
that one.
serious.
That
I
one
did enjoy
actually
it.
enjoyed.
I did enjoy it too. I think that's
And-
the casting, if anything.
Yeah,
Like Jean-Claude
Because
Van
it's like-
Damme as Guile, like, come on. Like, that's
yeah.
the only Guile
All-American
that we're
hero
making.
with a Belgian accent.
Yeah, right? Like, he's not even fucking close to
So
American.
with that
Oh.
was the thing. It's like with Raul Julia playing Bison, he was actually fantastic in that. So I just want Woody Harrelson to play his Cletus Cassidy as terrifying as good God. That is horrible.
He's going to do the terrifying pretty damn well. I can tell you for the trailer.
That is a
Yeah.
fucked up face.
Because do you guys remember the '90s Spider-Man cartoon when Carnage
yeah.
was first introduced?
Yeah.
Like that Cletus Cassidy as an animated character is actually pretty terrifying.
Yeah.
I mean, most
So,
of what
I-
I was given into it was through the video game, the Maximum Carnage video game, which I learned just
Yes.
recently because the trailer made me go look it up again. It's actually really close to the comics because most of its
It is.
cutscenes are taken literally out of the comic books.
Yeah, those are comic cutscenes that are animated almost.
Yeah.
And really, like you have a lot more time and leeway to portray a comic series in a video game format than you would have in a movie or even a television show. Like if they wanted to, they could have done an entire season on Maximum Carnage
Oh, I
in a
would have killed for
Spider-Man
that.
cartoon.
Yeah, I,
mean,
wish
the-
they did that more back then. I
Just
feel
the
like
fact that they're
seasons
giving me
just pumped through too
Shriek
quick.
is like, I'm going to get as much Maximum Carnage
Yeah.
as I want. If I see a doppelganger, I might actually like legit orgasm watching this movie.
Doppelganger is such a fucking cool
He-
character. Holy
He
shit.
should have been in the Spider-Man animated series in the '90s. That was like a golden opportunity. I have the action figure from there.
I thought he was,
Like,
but
they
like
made-
really close to the end.
They made an action figure for Doppelganger, but he never appeared in the show.
Did he not? I could have sworn he showed
No,
up like
he didn't.
really near the end. There was some
Scarlet-
like spider
Scarlet
wars or
Spider
something.
did, but not. Oh no. Okay, so mutated Spider-Man, where Peter Parker turns into a man spider.
Oh, I remember
that
Man
happened.
Spider. I remember that. That
But
was a good
Doppelganger
fucking part.
himself never showed up. So I really wonder if they're gonna find a like they keep denying it. They keep saying no, it's not gonna happen. If they can find a way to merge the universes and bring Venom and or Carnage into the MCU, they're saying it's not gonna happen. But then we see Michael Keaton in the Morbius trailer. Kind of hard to trust you there, buddy.
Yeah, like I feel like they just kind of showed him there, and it was like, wait a minute, that seems a little too obvious. Like this has to be if it's Michael Keaton and he's not the same character, I'm gonna be pissed. This is the best fucking image
Bruce
I've ever seen in my
Wayne.
life. Oh, this is Maximum
Yeah,
Carnage.
like these
Yeah.
are actually like comic scenes, and
yeah, absolutely.
this is fantastic to have.
Yeah.
100%.
Now I feel like re-downloading Maximum Carnage and playing it on something.
Yeah, that was about the same thought that I had. The first immediate thing I did after the trailer was like, I wonder if GDQ did a run of Maximum Carnage, and sure enough, they did in under an hour. I'm like, oh, I gotta see this game because this
Those
game
fuckers.
whipped
I've never
my
been able to
ass.
beat it. I've never been able to beat it.
That game was
Hours?
so hard.
It was so fucking hard. I mean, it was a typical arcade game where it's like pumping in quarters, but like you
Yeah,
paid
well, yeah,
$70.
exactly. It's like all those side-scrolling beat 'em ups that we used to play as kids. Like they're always meant to be difficult. You get a couple
You
levels
know
in, and then
which
it's
one
like,
I
all right, you've had enough
actually
fun.
found? Which one I found painfully like rage-inducing? Like I'm a 10-year-old boy and I want to throw my console out the window hard. The
Yes.
X-Men game on Genesis. That one was
The first one? or 2, the Clone Wars?
No, the first one.
Oh, the first one. Okay. Yeah, the first one was really fucking hard. I'd never
One
beat
with
it.
Wolverine, Gambit, Cyclops, and Nightcrawler.
Yeah, that was good though. That was a good game. It was really hard though. I never beat that one. I got pretty close, but never beat it.
Great game.
Yeah, I really liked the second one though. X-Men 2: The Clone Wars.
So dated, I love it.
I mean, it's dated, but it's also like a cartoon. It's like timeless at the same time, you know?
So it's timeless.
Yeah. Like I would never be upset playing that. I would still buy this for like $10 now without any updates, minus it just working on modern systems.
I mean, shit, what do we think's going to happen when the Turtles in Time kind of remake kind of happens? I mean, I know it's not Turtles in Time, but let's be honest, that new Ninja Turtle game pretty much is Turtles in Time just today.
It is 100%.
I think I see it more of Ninja Turtles the arcade game, which I cannot fucking wait. There was a Spider-Man arcade game, like for the arcade, where you were Spider-Man, Hawkeye, Black Cat, and Namor. And that game was a shit ton of fun.
What a random cast of characters. What the fuck?
I mean, have you seen all the power-ups in this game in Maximum Carnage? You have Black Cat, Captain America just happens to be there, Morbius, like you get some Spider-Man stuff, and then they just throw like Cap's just in there. I'm like, I mean, it makes sense. The Avengers are a big part of the Maximum Carnage storyline because it wasn't just Spider-Man, but
yeah, that's true.
You think about it now because everything is under different licenses and whatever. You're thinking like a Captain America, like even 5 years ago, Captain America and Spider-Man doing anything together just seemed crazy in a video game, right? So
yeah, for sure. And the fact that like back then in the 90s, like Carnage he's like a terrifying looking character. Like no matter how you draw him, or it's like, oh, it's just a cartoon. Like fuck that. This guy is terrifying.
Well,
and then they really pushed it back then.
Eddie Brock, let's just say he's damaged. He's a selfish character, but he's a
you're saying
character.
that Carnage isn't damaged? Good lord.
No. What I'm saying is Carnage is just plain and simple pure evil and like a despicable creature.
I think Bankai Billy in the chat pretty much summed it up best when he said Carnage is a fucked up character and I love him. I'm like, yep,
yeah.
100%.
Yep.
I love
like
everything
he's
to do
evil.
with Carnage.
He's probably the equivalent to Joker.
You know what? Carnage is my like Marvel Comics Kefka. That's exactly what he is.
That is
he's
really
evil for the sake of being evil.
Yeah.
He has no mission. He has no he has no mission. He has no cause of what he's doing. He's just
it's just chaos.
Yeah. He's
just superimpose Kefka's laugh over Carnage when he laughs, and I'm sold. I'm done. I can't handle it.
I would pay $30 for that game just because of the laugh of being over Carnage.
All right,
That's
so somebody needs to make a Final Fantasy VI mod so that it's actually Carnage instead of Kefka.
That's got to exist.
Or
somewhere.
It's Kefka.
Somebody's done.
I mean, it wouldn't
Maximum
probably take
Kefka
much to do a
instead of
really
Maximum
terrible
Carnage.
FF sprite just for that. It wouldn't take much.
No, it wouldn't be too bad.
But I'm wondering if this sequel to Venom is gonna have a complete ending, or if it's gonna be one of those teaser endings that leads into another movie.
It's so hard to tell too, right? Because there's so much you can do. Because Morbius falls into that same universe. I said that in our own group chats where I was like, man, like now that Morbius is coming out potentially next year, like that's a perfect way to lead into that because that it all intertwines. Not to mention, you never know what can happen with all the licensing starting to come together. Like who knows? Maybe we could have a Spider-Man involved in this in some way. You could even have you could have Peter Parker referenced in these movies now, and I don't think it would be that out of the realm of possibility.
Yeah. They could always even connect it to one of the other Spider-Man trilogies that's already out there.
And then when they pull it, potentially getting like the Spider-Verse completely in the next movie anyway. Exactly. So you could always throw like Andrew Garfield, because I think Venom was supposed to be attached to the Amazing Spider-Man, wasn't it? And then it's just because it flopped so bad.
Sense. Yeah, if they connected it to the Andrew Garfield one, that would make the most sense because people have the least affinity for that one. Like, there's not as much good feelings around the Andrew Garfield one.
And it would still be a huge deal.
With the MCU, there's 3 Spider-Man trilogies planned. College, adulthood.
And there's so much more they can still do with it. Because, I mean, we know that the first TV series that I think it's Sony that I'm thinking of, that they're working on, it's going to be Silk, which is a female Spider-Man.
Yes.
So there's always that potential too that it leads into something there because and I've said it before too. I'm surprised nobody's even taken a shot at looking at Spider-Woman yet. Like, there's also Spider-Girl, which is two different Spider-Girls,
they're
actually.
Looking at Spider-Woman, and right now, #1 candidate is Emilia Clarke, the mother.
Yeah,
that would make sense.
A Disney Plus, I think, show that they're doing with it. Is that what I'm thinking?
So funny thing is there's this one we want to. Oh, speaking of doppelganger.
Yeah, I'm telling you, if I get to see that in Let There Be Carnage, I'm gonna lose my shit. Like, I'm gonna mark out like a motherfucker on that.
Yeah. Is that Domino?
No, that's fucking Jameson.
No, sorry, right before that.
Oh.
Yes, Domino.
Would have been Shriek, I think, wouldn't it?
I don't know.
I think so.
Yeah, because we're talking the
could've
villains in this. It's Doppelganger and Shriek usually at the start of the game, so.
Oh, right.
I gotta say, like, in Jameson's position, I probably would have shit my pants.
How do you know he didn't? You didn't see his pants in that shot.
That is
There's
true.
no pants on the shot.
And that would be a great opportunity for another one, because Spider-Gwen as well is, they kind of made her, like, they changed her a little. And I noticed even in Spider-Man the Multiverse, they made her look a little Hispanic rather than a white girl. So I think who could be perfect for that one is Itza Gonzalez. She's the Mexican girl who was in the Baby Driver. I think she would be perfect for Spider-Gwen.
I mean, if Marvel casts anybody at this point, I'm like, you know what? You guys seem to know what you're doing. I'll trust your judgment, okay? Like, I'm cool.
Yeah, they could say it's a nobody, and I'd be like, cool.
You could literally just pull a name out, and I'd be like, nah, it'll probably work.
Well, there's one rumor is Giancarlo Esposito, the guy who plays Gus on Breaking Bad. He is a person of color, and they're thinking of making him Doctor Doom, which may actually make sense because Doctor Doom is almost never seen without a mask or armor.
Well, that's the thing.
So
If you don't introduce it in an origin story, you could literally just have him always wearing the mask, and there would be no different. It's like Darth Vader, right?
Yeah.
But then also, that what would be a problem with that? And it's because Doctor Doom and Reed were like college classmates and roommates and best friends.
Oh, so it's the age issue then.
Yeah, so with Giancarlo Esposito, he is like in his 60s. So
just get a younger person in the place there, and then like say, oh, when he got his powers, his voice got changed a little bit. It kind of went into his throat. Like you can hand wave whatever you want.
Yeah, a quick thing they could do is instead of college roommates, it's like one was the college professor and one was the student.
You can always reverse the story too.
Yeah, like just change it a bit. The MCU's changed a lot of the origin stories.
I mean, no one died in Civil War, really. So
yeah, and there was supposed to be death. So what the hell, Civil War?
We all were like, Iron Man's gonna go or Cap's gonna go, and then Marvel's like, you think someone's gonna die? We can't not make money off of these people.
And 3 years later, our souls are destroyed.
Well, it had some. It was sorry.
Yeah,
it was inevitable.
It was inevitable.
Look. Somebody was going to have to go down a blaze of glory. You knew it was going to happen.
It was going to happen.
Maybe not in, in a quick snap. But
but in a blaze of glory.
I mean, it was technically a snap for Iron Man, but it was his snap.
Yeah, he went out on his own terms. It was good.
He was exhausted from the battle, and he snapped. And then
he was like, "Girl, please!" And then all of a sudden, he's like, "Oh, fuck! I shouldn't have done that."
Can you imagine that? That would be awesome. Bitch, please.
That's a perfect segue. You know who's also snapping right now?
Pokemon.
Gamers. Because I can't even be specific, although I guess this specifically is going to be PlayStation
right now.
Well, no, not that. The fact that we're expecting shortages into next year for like everything.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've been reading about some of that, and it's not great. It's not great, like anywhere. Like regardless of what industry you're in, it's like if you want an electronic device, like, okay, bye.
Like this article from IGN says Sony is expecting PS5 shortages. I'm like, everybody is expecting shortages. It's not like Xbox is like, watch us get this like 50,000 shipments out. Or PC people are like, yeah, no, we're having no problems at all getting graphics cards. And then Nintendo goes, wait, You have stock shortages that aren't intentional?
Yeah. Guys, this is a business plan. It's easy.
First of all, this makes me so relieved. I have no immediate future plans to buy a PS5.
Because they would have got ruined.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
That's
6 months into a
definitely
PS5, and I'm going to say the same thing that I said at the very beginning when I got it. I didn't need it. It's kind of nice to have, but after 6 months, it's like if I didn't have it, my PS4 would have still sufficed.
Yeah.
So
That's-
like,
that's
if
what I mean.
anybody's like on the fence of it, don't go for scalpers. Don't spend so much
Yeah.
time agonizing over
Don't
being in
do it.
lineups on Amazon or Best Buy or whatever trying to get one. If you're that close, like in terms of your money situation, don't even think about it right now. There's almost nothing to play still. Like Ratchet and Clank is finally going to be out soon, so it's going to
Guys,
join what,
everything's
like
on PS4
Demon
still.
Souls and technically Miles Morales. Although now that it was cross-platform, it didn't matter anymore. But realistically, like there isn't that many exclusives on PlayStation to justify it. Xbox is in a similar situation because we have no idea when Halo's coming out still.
Yeah, I don't
mean,
even think it's coming.
It's
this
Game
year.
Pass,
I know they say
so
it,
it's
but-
maybe a good deal, but it's still not worth it for exclusive games yet. So I mean, if you're going for next gen, like you can get it if you want, but get it knowing that you're probably still going to be mostly playing previous generation stuff.
So,
And if
I
you're getting in-
realized, sorry, go ahead, dude.
I was just gonna say, and if you're getting the Xbox Series S or X and you're getting it for Game Pass, if you already have an Xbox One, Game Pass is already on there anyways. And almost every game I have played, for example, on there, none of them have been Series S or X exclusive. Like they're all Xbox One games with just like some benefits, just like a PS4 to PS5 version of, say, God of War. So if you already have an Xbox One, you don't need to upgrade there either. So PS4 and Xbox One, they're both perfect still for a long time.
I was thinking about this the other over the weekend, and I remember why it's not just because the whole time situation. I remember one thing that made me realize why my PS3 experience was greater than my PS4 experience. And it's not really nothing to do with the time that I had allotted, is that I found that the PS4 generation, that time period, was the generation of epic sequels, conclusions, and reboots. Because there was not a lot of series that started off in that generation. It was more of the sequels. Where I remember on the PS3 era, that's where they introduced Gears of War. That's where they introduced Uncharted. That's where they introduced the Arkham series. They introduced a lot of franchises in there, and that's one thing that the PS5 is doing. That they are planning to introduce at least 25 franchises into that generation. Because the only franchise I can recall that's been introduced within the PS4, Xbox One generation is Horizon. Anything
yeah.
else like that was major that came out in the PS4
Bloodborne would be the
generation,
big one.
Yeah, I'd say
it
Spider-Man
was-
too.
They were
Spider-Man,
Spider-Man
yeah.
too, but that.
Yeah.
But
I'm trying to think what else.
What I
Because I'm trying to
noticed
not think
is that
sequels.
it was
Yeah, that's a
more
problem, yeah.
sequels and reboots. That's what
And
I
reboots,
noticed.
yeah.
Bloodborne, Sekiro,
About-
basically From Software in general.
Yeah, it
what
is
else?
100%. Even the Ratchet game that came out in 2016 was a reboot and a remake, basically, of the first game I found.
Yeah,
out,
exactly.
From like 2002.
Whereas in the PS3 generation, you had quite a few significant franchises introduced.
You could also make that argument though, because like at that time, that's when you started seeing like the first party games really, really swing into gear again. Because I mean, everything was
Yeah.
almost everywhere. Like, yeah, there was a lot of. I think even you could even say the same way. Like PS2 is very similar. Where there was a lot of sequels too, because a lot of stuff was.
Oh,
coming
it
in.
was like.
So-
However, PS2 did manage to introduce a few.
Oh, sure, it
franchises.
did. But I mean, again, like how many things can you think of? Like the best games on that console. I don't know if that really changes like much. Because I mean, if the games are still like 9 out of 10s, I could care less if it was a new IP or a sequel. Because if it's interesting games, it's an
I get
interesting
that.
game. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure.
I get that. Like, I'll say for example, PS2 introduced God of War, and a lot of people I know they decided to buy a PS3 when God of War 3 came out. while it was a good game, it wasn't like anything that was like absolutely legendary like the original two were. So people were kind of disappointed with that. But then,
Is it
of
really
course,
though, or is it expectations? Because that's always the interesting question with sequels. Because
It
I think
actually-
about this all the
it,
time too. There are a lot of games that I have played that I really do wonder if it's actually like, is Mass Effect 3 an amazing game, or is it just, it didn't temper the expectations I set for it because I had two amazing experiences prior, right? I wonder
it just
what
doesn't hold up with the other two.
I wonder what Last
So
of Us
I'll
3,
say,
if it ever exists. If Last of Us Part 3 ever happens, how would people treat that now that they've had two masterpieces essentially, So it's that that difficult situation where sometimes I think we as gamers are kind of notorious for it too, that we overhype ourselves, especially when it's something with a track record. That's why so many publishers have like burned us. Like BioWare's burned a lot of people, Square's burned a lot of people, Capcom burned a lot of people. Then they came back and we're just waiting for them to burn us again. So it's kind of like
I'll
that.
say
It's like an endless cycle.
Yeah.
Last of Us, the first game itself was a survival story of two characters and trying to save the world. The second one was a revenge story that really had no satisfying conclusion.
But we're not like a story is one thing, but I'm just talking like the game itself, right?
As a game, it's still amazing.
It's still what it is, and it's still the same thing. There's
Yeah.
not really that much of a difference. It's just your experience with the story.
So, with God of War, I'll say, Adam, it was essential. My issue with it wasn't that it was a bad game.
So then there shouldn't be an issue, right?
God of War on the PS4 was an Chris, you're still playing it, right?
Yeah, don't give me this. I'm on chapter 10 of 16 or 17.
You
so
hit
don't
stuff
spoil anything.
really
Adam,
hard.
Yeah, if it's gameplay wise, I know the
would you
game.
rate?
Sorry, what?
What would you rate God of War, the PS4 one?
Oh, that was definitely an 8 for me.
Okay. And for Adam, that's actually a very high.
That's a very high rating because I don't like the original trilogy.
Yeah. So with God of War 3 compared to God of War 1 and 2, I found God of War 3 was had a better story, and gameplay was essentially copy and paste. There was nothing revolutionary about it. There was nothing like substantially different about it. And that's what my issue was. It's like the first two games were amazing stories, were amazing gameplay, but then you go to 3 and it's essentially copy and paste of that. But
to be fair, if you really like God of War 1 and 2, it's a copy paste that bad if it's gameplay. Because that means it's what you like.
But that's what I'm with FIFA and the Switch and IGN.
But FIFA isn't actually a good game.
Yeah, I know. It's not that anything it didn't live up to expectations.
And that's what I mean, though. It's like, do you actually know if the game's really good or if it's your expectations that were maybe too high? I think that's the problem that a lot of people have. Take a look at Cyberpunk. There is no way that game was ever going to hit people's expectations, even if it wasn't broken. I think even if it was in a completely perfect state, there'd still be a lot of people sitting there being like, wasn't what I was expecting. I think the same's going to happen if Star Citizen ever finishes, although I don't think it will.
Yet?
Sorry, what was that?
You booked time off for the relaunch yet?
I don't know when the relaunch is going to be yet, so I can't book time off for it. I booked time off for Mass Effect on Friday. That's different.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's only 2 days away.
That's only 2 days.
Woo.
I'm excited.
Boy. Yeah. When it comes to the God of War thing, I actually didn't play the God of War trilogy until there was a PS3 release of like the trilogy or all 3 games, or at least the first 2 got re-released as like an HD. That's when like the HD craze started. So I can kind of, because I never played them on PS2 and I didn't have expectations. I just had 3 games and they were all like on equal footing with resolution and graphics and stuff. The only thing I can say for God of War 3 is that by the time I got to it, something about that one made me feel kind of bored. Like God of War 1 was good and I was like kind of hyped. God of War 2 felt better, like they improved on some stuff. And then God of War 3 had the same feeling of Uncharted 3 to me, where I just was playing it and I was like, I don't know, for some reason I'm kind of bored here. Like it's not as exciting as the other ones. And yes, that could just be that God of War is great and playing it once in 1 or 2 games is great, but it's like a 3rd game, a 4th game. it's just not necessary because it's just a beat 'em up, and eventually you're like I'm bored of this. Like it was good for 2 games, but we didn't need say 6.
Well, because the same goes for like for Call of Duty. Like there's a lot of people that are so burnt out on that franchise, and now granted Warzone exists, so now there's kind of like a bit of an offset because now it's a little more. It's different. It's still Call of Duty, but it's different enough that I think people can get back into it. Because that brings up the interesting conversation too. Because there's apparently stats going around that Activision Blizzard's been losing customers recently. Like their overall player base numbers has been dropping. And I was talking about this on my side podcast, the Pixel Play podcast, where I brought up a lot of like the games that Activision Blizzard has been releasing in the last 5 years, and there's not many, and they're mostly under the same couple of names. Like it's Call of Duty, then you have like Overwatch, World of Warcraft expansions, and that kind of stuff. And not much else, because unlike Ubisoft has a bunch of games, and they also delve into the indie market and things like that. So Activision, I think, is falling into that unfortunate situation that they're in, that they're focusing so hard on like 3 things that nobody else really, like if nobody cares about these 3 things anymore, there's no reason for them to come to them.
Yeah.
If you're done with Call of Duty, you don't care about most things that Activision makes, unless you like Crash Bandicoot. And if you don't like platformers, well, then you're done with Activision. There's nothing you can do. And then Blizzard, I mean, the last thing they released, I think, was Overwatch. I'm trying to think if there's a new game they released since, and I might be blanking. But, like, Diablo hasn't come out yet. Overwatch 2 still on the back burner. It's just Warcraft expansion. So it's Warcraft, Hearthstone expansions, and Overwatch. And, Heroes of the Storm. But, like, it's all games that have been around for, like, 5 years. So Blizzard is going to naturally lose customers because there's nothing new and shiny to bring people in. The hardcore is always going to come back for expansions or whatever else. But if you want new people in, it's not as easy as that.
Yeah, I think they need Overwatch 2 and Diablo 4 to come out. Like that's the only soon, yeah. Because even if you take World of Warcraft, not only are they working on new expansions, they started again with World of Warcraft Classic, where they just started again from the beginning and let people work through that, and then they're coming out with the expansions again. Yeah. But with the graphics brought back down and everything how they were before. So they're like, well, everybody loved this. Instead of, trying to get people to stay for these new expansions, they just miss the old crap because they're nostalgic from the 2005 version. Fuck it, let's put that out, and then the people can come in. So they actually have 2 groups now, like the new World of Warcraft people and classic version. So they're just running the same game twice and charging again for it. Like it's crazy.
It's pretty smart. I mean, it's not like they're not making money. Like Activision obviously has made a lot of profit. So much profit that the CEO is getting a big raise and then laid off a bunch of people. The fucking asshole.
Fuck that guy. That is like one of my most hated people in gaming.
That's why when I saw the article be like, they're losing customer bases, to be like, don't care, fuck you.
Yeah, fuck that guy. Yeah.
Fuck you.
I mean,
Blizzard was bought by someone else.
I won't say fuck you to the people that are actually stuck working for the company and like trying to make ends meet through them, but for specifically Bobby Kotick, he can suck the biggest fattest dick I can fucking find. So
yeah, fuck that guy. If Blizzard got bought by someone else, like somebody else in the PC field, like maybe
I'm
Valve
almost willing to let EA take them because I feel like EA has just not pissed me off remotely as much as Activision has recently.
Yeah. And they took Command and Conquer and they actually started fixing Command and Conquer. They've started fixing it. And that's a very similar, like StarCraft and the original Warcraft and Diablo. Like they're actually similar and they're doing okay now.
Have you noticed how like EA has been like quiet and that's like the best they've ever done is just by not doing anything?
Yeah, they're just like, here's some Star Wars games that are decent. Here's some other stuff.
It's just like quietly show, like, here, guys, we can do cool stuff sometimes. And then just like keep like everything that every like horrible thing they're doing, they're trying to keep under lock and key so no one notices.
Yeah, that's 100% their plan. Like last year they had EA Play or whatever it's called. And they had Greg Miller, is that his name, from Kind of Funny Games or whatever? Yeah, so they had him host. So they get someone, it's like, hey, we trust this guy. All right, we'll watch what you have. And it's like, here's a couple things. Apex is coming to Switch, and look, Star Wars. Okay, bye. Like it's just like they're gone, and it's like, hey, everyone, be quiet. Just let these couple things settle, and we'll talk to them in a year. Everything's fine, and it keeps them out of the news and out of the problems. Ugh, it's like their new plan. It's got to be.
It's EA though. You never know. You never know.
I will say one thing with God of War 3, Adam. What really did it to me is actually within the first 5 minutes. So I don't know if you heard this one called the Blades of Chaos.
Yep.
I may have. It's not like I played the whole game.
Yeah. So in God of War 3, did you play that one or no?
No. I played like the first two, and then I didn't get into them. But
Yeah, you're definitely not at like 3 then.
God of War 3, the beginning, there's this one character who gives Kratos basically the Blades of Chaos. They're called something different.
Oh yeah, they were like the blades of Athena or something, weren't they?
Yeah, it was still the Blades of Chaos. It was still starting from zero. It was still like completely fresh. That's one thing I thought that was absolutely fucking stupid about that game, because it's like,
yeah,
what? Like,
so you must hate Metroid games
now.
Yeah, how come Samus's suit always gets fucking downgraded before she fucking leaves to go?
Lands on a new planet. My power-ups!
No, I lost all those missiles. Oh, they're scattered everywhere. I should go search for them.
I just thought that part was just unnecessarily stupid.
Yeah, it was their way of explaining why you have to start at like level 0 instead of already being just
that was
the God of
War.
War.
Like, okay, that's why I was just like, are they just making the same game?
That's why I appreciate what Trails of Cold Steel does, because every time you play a new game, it ups your starting level. So like, you don't start at 1 when you start the second RPG. It starts you at like, I don't know, like 20 or 30 or 40 or something like that. So that it makes you feel like you actually have progressed as a character throughout the series.
Yep.
I mean, granted, you're still a piece of shit because you're still facing enemies that are always the same level as you when you start. So you're still, you almost are level 1, but at least visually you're not.
It's the Dragon Ball problem.
That is honestly a fair thing to do, because it's like, you know what? Let's just increase everybody and not tell them that they're at level 1. Shifty eyes.
It hit shifty eyes.
Look, the best trick that you pull is the one that they don't even realize is a trick. So
that's true.
Exactly.
That's magic. That's just straight magic.
Yeah, that was just a thought I had, that like the PS3 era, and even like it was more of introduction, where the PS4 was more of like reboots and sequels.
I try not to act like one generation does anything specifically, because realistically, I'm so all over the map when it comes to these games that like I'll walk into a new generation and I'll probably try like the 4th game of a series I've never played before. Like hell, I finally finished my first Metal Gear game on this generation, like on the PS4 generation, and it's been around since the PS1. So, you know, what I literally just look at it in terms of, what did I play? Did I end up using my time well? And the reality is like, when I look back at this, or the PS4 generation going into, I don't know, let's say the PS6 or the PS7, let's assume those still happen. I'm probably going to look at the 4th. I'm going to look at that generation kind of the same way that I would have looked at the PS2 now, you know?
Yeah.
I'll think about all those games that I played and be like, man, there's so much stuff. Because right now, I look back at, I played the 360 in the previous generation before that, and I'm thinking back to it being like, I mean, yeah, I played Mass Effect, that was pretty cool, Dragon Age was cool, I played a little bit of Destiny before I moved to PS4, there was some good stuff, and then my brain goes, but that didn't seem like that big a deal. I guarantee you in another 5-10 years, I'll be like, man, I had such a good time on that console.
Oh yeah, because if you take that generation, I will say this about the PS3, Xbox 360 generation, it was definitely the HD remake start point. Because that's when it was like PS2 games or Xbox games were getting like the HD version, or it'd be like, oh, Turtles in Time HD, NBA Jam HD. Like they just started fucking pumping out the HD versions of all these games.
I mean, look, it was pretty smart of them.
It was smart because
NBA
back
Jam
then
one was a really good one.
Yeah,
the Turtles in Time one was.
Oh, we're not saying they're bad. Well, there were some bad ones, but
there was definitely
the ones you mentioned definitely were not.
Bad.
Yeah, and it like they were smart because like God of War, I wouldn't have been. I think I actually had the backwards compatible PS3, but they got rid of that very quickly because of price. So you wouldn't have been able to play God of War 1 and 2 on your PS3 unless you went back and bought a PS2. So to have the HD remake, they were like, fuck it, we can just resell this shit, make it only $19.99, Canadian at least, and people will buy it. And sure enough, there's people like me who was like, boom, 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 buy. I never got to play Okami HD, Shadow of the Colossus HD.
Don't you mean boom, 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 I want you in my room?
Oh yes, the Venga Boys HD. That was a good one.
No, I do not want that.
I do. Venga Boys was one of my favorite bands back in high school. I'm not going to even hide from that fact. I can sing so many of those songs, fucking lyric for lyric. It's insane. Venga Bus is coming, guys. Everybody's jumping. But yeah, PS3 and Xbox 360. Yeah, I would say that generation, I'm going to look back on that one very fondly because it's like Assassin's Creed, Uncharted. What else fucking came out there?
Heavy Rain.
Oh, there's so many. Heavy Rain. But yeah, like there's like the Gears of War kind of stuff. I mean, Halo was already on Xbox One, I guess. But yeah, like
I love how you just said Xbox One, even though that's the next generation. But that's that's how stupid Microsoft's titling is.
You Xbox, you're so confusing.
OG Xbox.
Oh, it's just there's
Xbox
like a series.
One X 360.
There's a series of Xboxes. Oh fuck, there we go again. Like, fuck. What do you guys think the new PlayStation will be called in like 7 years?
PlayStation Electric Boogaloo. I don't know.
I hope they go fucking and they call it just PlayStation to fuck everybody. Like it's one of those, they're rebooting the system, so they just call it the PlayStation, and whenever you read about it, it's PlayStation 2027.
I might not own that. I might not take that.
PS7 is just it's too mainstream to change it to anything else.
Yeah,
well,
they
may just make it PS6.
I mean, they may just start calling it PlayStation. They may pull a Vince McMahon and be like, look, I don't want to number my WrestleManias anymore because I don't want people to think that we're old. To which every wrestling fan went, dumbass, look at UFC.
Yeah. Look at fucking the Super Bowl. Everybody's looking at Super Bowl fucking 50-something. I don't know where we're at.
And no one calls it Super Bowl 77. Like, they still call it the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You don't have to put the marketing money into that. We'll do it for you.
Yeah.
Adam, you have to understand, Vince McMahon is a motherfucker.
No. He's a rich motherfucker. I have to admit that. But yeah, he's a motherfucker.
Yeah, he's a motherfucker.
Yeah.
But like nobody calls it, like some people will because they're trying to pull up a specific moment out. But like if you're not going back in time and saying, oh yeah, I remember at WrestleMania 18 in Toronto when Hulk Hogan and The Rock fought, that's different to, are you going to go see WrestleMania? No one's going to say, are you going to see WrestleMania 37? They're just saying, are you going to go see Mania?
Yeah, no one says that. Like,
the fact that he had to rebrand it because of his own ego, because the guy's fucking old and decrepit too, is just, it kind of shows you where that ego is. Because like, I don't want people to know I've been doing this for 35 plus years.
Yeah, I think that was him having a midlife or even beyond.
There's this website called Wikipedia where we can find that out easily, a dumb fucking asshole.
Also, you look old in your face because you're gross.
You don't understand. I'm pretty sure Vince McMahon literally doesn't actually look at the internet ever. I think he just has like people tell him what's going on. And I say that not jokingly.
Yeah.
There were literally stories of like apps and stuff that have been like Twitter had to be explained to him, and apparently it was like 4 years after Twitter was a thing.
Jeez.
So like, he didn't understand it, so he had somebody walk into the room and give him like a 5-minute like explanation of it because he doesn't have a lot of time apparently.
I'm picturing him picking up his phone and being like, "Hello, yes, operator, yeah, internet, please." Yes, I'll hold. And he like fucking calls.
It just patches him through to Al Gore.
Hi, you've reached the internet. What would you like to know? Beep.
No,
beep,
it would be
beep,
better
beep.
if it patches him through to the commissioner of AEW.
Oh.
I actually would love to be a fly on the wall for that phone call.
Yeah, me too.
Have you guys? I've probably talked to you guys about this. Have you guys ever seen one of that series that Vice has been throwing around? They're now in their 3rd season, Dark Side of the Ring.
No.
No.
Even if you don't know anything about wrestling, and the same goes for anybody in the
creepy.
chat or anybody watching the VOD, if you're even like remotely curious about wrestling, you want to see some of the crazy fucked up shit that happens in the business, go look at that series, Dark Side of the Ring. There's some really sad stuff, but there's some weird, crazy shit. Like there's this one guy that used to run a promotion out in California. His name was Herb Abrams. And it's literally just stories of this guy going on like cocaine benders and partying and all these weird stories about him like running down a hotel lobby completely butt naked and jumping out a window to avoid people trying to get him. So
I've
like
done
there's fun stuff like that. There's some really depressing shit. They just did their first two-part episode.
I don't know.
On...
This whole thing, running naked in a hallway and jumping out a window, that could be the end of his life.
No, it was just cocaine. It was too much coke.
Yeah, here, you jump out a window and you go head first. I don't care how much cocaine
It was like a
you're on.
first floor window, Vish.
Yeah, it could have been first floor. Then it's just
okay.
awkward.
Okay.
He might have
Yeah,
cut his
that's
dick
just-
on the glass or something, but
like they just did a two-part series on Brian Pillman, and good lord, because the guy was such an awesome character, like fucking loose cannon, like you never knew what he was gonna do. And then you hear all the stories about behind the scenes with the family, how he was a good dad, but the second that he passed, like the one son who's in AEW, ironically enough, Brian Pillman Jr., he had this. He couldn't keep it together as he's trying to tell the story about what his stepfather did to him, like the amount of abuse that he took. And that's the kind of shit where it's like, oh man.
yeah, that sucks.
Like he told the story about how his stepfather trained dogs to literally, like if he grounded his son, the dogs would sit in front of his doorway and like keep him from leaving.
That is
Like really fucked up
Horrifying.
shit.
yeah, that's
That's
horrible shit.
also a form of animal abuse. To be
Oh, yeah,
totally
for
honest,
sure.
as well.
Oh, if the dog's trained to do that and then they get a treat and the dog's like all happy about it, it really depends on how the dog.
Because they're doing what their
No,
owner
but
does,
that's
right? Because they probably looked at what their owner
Yeah.
does to the son and goes, "Oh, that's what I'm supposed to do."
Yeah,
No, but if you're training your dog to be a
Oh no, we're going to
savage,
consider it
like-
animal abuse. The dog won't think it's abuse.
because the
I
dog's
know.
doing the abusing. The dog
That's
feels
the
like
problem.
a king. The dog's like, "What's up?
Yeah.
Fuck you." Yeah, that's right. I own this
Wow,
place.
this is fucking horrible.
Jeez, how can I segue animal
Yeah.
abuse back into video games? Yakuza.
Nintendo dogs.
Yakuza. That's the best I can pull off.
Because the
You
main
you
guy
punch
stopped
a tiger in
rock from being-
Yakuza. Fucking which game was it? Is it? I think it might have been 0 actually. No, I think it was 2.
Oh, but you showed the
I think it was
video
2.
of the guy.
Oh my god, I can't wait for
the
that.
guy from Yakuza. He stopped a dog from getting hit by a rock.
Yeah, no, there's stuff like
Hero,
that
I
too.
think his name-
But like, I tried the best to say. I didn't have a lot of stories, man. I had to do the best with what I had. But yeah,
Makes sense.
I really laugh because a lot of people again are freaking out because Yakuza is going to go turn-based RPG going forward. Although I think a lot
Was
of
it
people
already or no?
No, it was a brawler up until this recent game.
Yeah, like open world brawler.
Yeah. And I think what a lot of people seem to be not understanding is like the numbered series right now in Yakuza is this turn-based RPG now.
Yeah.
So
Can
it's
you
going to
scroll
stick
down a
to
little,
that.
Adam, please.
I mean, it's fuck. Why do I gotta do this shit? It's just it's fucking.
There we go.
It's a video. But it's really weird. Like I get it. People really like the brawlers. I understand it. Whatever. No big deal. But it's not like they don't still exist. Judgment exists. In fact, Judgment just recently got a sequel announced and got its first trailer shown. It's just everybody. I think just it's that whole thing that I don't like, where people are like, every single game with this license has to be the game that I love, and it's like, dude, why aren't you happy that we're branching out to more people? The thing that you love, now more people love it. Oh god, that's a shot that I really need to get on. Yeah, that's Yakuza. That's Yakuza 0 in a nutshell. It's like, yeah, I hope.
I feel like I have a side story I still need to
Yeah,
tell.
you probably haven't hit
It's,
that point yet.
Nope.
I'm guessing it's a fetish location in Japan.
know that
No, in Japan? No, wouldn't
Most
exist.
over the top
Or in
Yakuza
general.
moments.
All right,
It's a
Max.
very creepy
Nope, I'm
fetish
done with
thing.
you. No more IGN. Nope, you've got enough coverage from me.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it goes the same with a lot of games. Like every time you see a company try something different and everybody loses their shit, it's like, guys, like they're not stopping the product. Like Judgment still exists. I guarantee you, in the next 5 years, there will be another Yakuza game that's a brawler. It just won't be Yakuza 8. It'll just be Yakuza something else, right?
Yeah, they'll have a different name.
And it'll be a mobile game.
Oh, then I'm gonna be
No.
mad. I'll
Yeah,
be
they better
fucking
not
super
do
mad.
that. They can do a side-off thing. That's fine. But
100%. I think it's just because everybody's kind of sitting there being like, they miss Kiryu. I get it. But Kiryu's story's done. To our knowledge, Kiryu's done. He might make an appearance someday, but he's done. It's over.
that's like 7 games. Didn't he get 7?
Seven
fucking
games, yeah.
That's a lot. Like he's done.
Yeah.
He needs a break. I'm still on 0. I've been playing 0, and like this is a long fucking game, and there's 6 more after it. Kiryu's tired. He's fucking tired,
So,
guys.
so
Let him
I have to
sleep.
ask the question: how much time did you spend in the club?
Enough to complete the entire thing.
Good for
I
you.
had to get. I finished the entire story with it. I got the platinum hostess, or like
Can
the
you show a
max
clip
level.
of that, please?
I'm
curious.
trying to find it. That's the challenge that I have right now.
Holy fuck! It's such an addicting mini game because it's only about 3 minutes to do it, but you can do it over and over and over, and it's just like you want to get the best score, and then you start like getting acquainted, and you're like, oh my god, this is like a great fucking hostess. I hope that she makes it through fucking school or whatever it is she's working on.
There we
And then
go.
you're like, oh look, she's so good with the partying trait now. Like, good for her. Go girl, you can do it. And you start caring about everybody. It's crazy.
It looks like nothing, but it is so goddamn addictive.
Yeah, like and when the money's fucking poofing around and everything, I 100%ed this mini game.
Hope
and
you
I
enjoy doing it
actually-
for the next two Yakuza games because they're in both the Kiwamis too.
Yes. When I was done with this, I'm now in chapter 10. I've actually made a lot of progress in Yakuza 0.
It is a great
And-
moneymaker too, by the way.
Oh yeah, I pretty much like maxed out a whole bunch of Goro's. Is that his name? Goro?
Yeah, Goro Majima. Yeah.
Yeah. Gorge and Mudge, yeah. I maxed out like a whole bunch of his like attack power and health.
Yeah,
and all
because
that kind of
money
shit.
helps you with your
Take punch
upgrades.
him?
Oh yeah.
It's the same
You
with
did punch
Kiryu
him?
and the real estate management. Like the real estate management is giving Kiryu all his upgrades, and the club is legitimately for Goro getting all his upgrades.
Yeah. And it's funny,
But-
I actually finished 2 days ago the real estate one. I finished that entire story as
And
well.
Was Nugget your best guy?
He was my best fucking guy. Holy fuck, that fucking
But
guy.
did you dick punch Goro?
No.
Why would you dick
Unfortunately,
punch
with the real
Goro?
estate, it's just buying real
Because
estate
it's in
and
the
then
original movie.
No, he's good Goro in this.
he's good Goro, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's a different Goro.
I'm now making 1 billion yen every 12 minutes because of the fucking real estate game.
Yep.
It's like I don't need money at this point. I maxed out what I wanted, and I'm like, I'm at max health. My health bar is like the whole fucking top screen. I'm like, all right, never mind. I need to do story. It's chapter 10.
That's
I need to
Yakuza
finish
in a
this game.
nutshell.
I've been playing since last fucking June. I need to finish this and then start the next one. I'm still on 0. That's not even number 1
And this is the
yet.
same guy who's like, I want to play all the Trails games.
Yeah, I downloaded the first one, and I'm like, I don't know when I'm getting to that because June is
in
Final Fantasy VII
2026,
Remake.
episode 332 or something. He's like, so I finally got around to Trails in the Sky.
It seems a little dated because it's been 10 years since I last talked about it. Yeah, like I don't know what I'm getting to that because June I already know is when the upgrade
Playing
for
Brickbreaker.
FF7
Yeah,
remake.
Vish is still going to be playing Brickbreaker.
Michelle's still playing Brickbreaker.
Fuck that.
It came out with a DLC where it makes everything blue instead of yellow or something. It's like, woo!
No, it adds one more level.
One more line of bricks.
I will let you both kill me. I will let you both euthanize me any way imaginable.
Yeah, I don't want to go to jail. I'll just let you
Can't
play
support that
Brickbreaker.
here on Twitch. Nope, I won't.
No.
Okay.
I'm just gonna let you do what you. I'm gonna let you play Brickbreaker.
In 5 years, I'm still playing Brickbreaker.
Look.
Anyone listening can do
Chris
it.
already
Maybe you'll
took the
go pro.
bullet. He played Madden. You have to take the bullet and play more Brickbreaker. It's in the rules. I don't make the rules. Those are just the rules.
This is the rules. This is definitely the rules. Also, maybe you'll go pro and make like $13 million at a Brickbreaker tournament. Who fucking knows?
If that exists, I'm not watching it.
I am. If Vishal's in a Brickbreaker
I'm not
tournament,
watching the
I'm fucking
Brickbreaker
taking-
World Tournament.
I'm watching it. I'm taking a fucking week off work and I'm
Vishal
cheering Vishal
will
on.
definitely throw a fucking controller at the TV if anything goes bad.
Well, you won't be a TV. It'll be a giant screen, and no one will notice
It'll be a
because it
giant
won't. It
screen.
won't do anything.
Yeah, you'll be in like a fucking stadium, dude. And I'm gonna be flying there, and you're gonna put me up in a hotel.
You're
and
gonna
I'm
throw the
watch you.
controller. It's gonna go into the crowd. They'll be like, oh, "He gave me the control," and they're gonna throw it right back at you. Be like, "You can do it, Vish."
Yeah, I don't want your fucking controller, man. Beat Brickbreaker. Do it.
I could actually see myself doing that in a Brickbreaker tournament. If anything bad goes, I actually just see myself just tossing the PS4 controller like across the room into a wall.
Yeah, but think of the $13 million if you win. Because that's
Yes.
clearly what Brickbreaker money is. That's got to be.
Yes, that's definitely.
There's no way it's not that.
For the rage it causes, it should be.
I hope on the Switch they come out with a Brickbreaker 99 like Tetris 99 because it would actually work really well and I would make Vishal play it.
You would buy him a
To be
Switch
entirely
just to
honest,
put him through
that
misery.
wouldn't be a terrible idea.
Oh man, against 98 other people? With how good you are at Brick Breaker for how many hours you've got behind you, you're coming in number 1 every time.
That wouldn't be a terrible idea if they actually made a game like that. Like if they made an Arkanoid 99, that actually would work.
I mean, if Pac-Man 99 works, this works way better. 100%. Like,
you know what we
100%.
need? Bomberman 99. The fucking
Holy
chaos.
Oh god, yes.
I would come so hard I'd faint. That is how much I want a Bomberman 99.
The first round, 60 people are already gone. The first bomb.
Well, no, because it's gonna be a giant
One
map.
screen. It's got to be a normal-sized fucking map with 99
there's 100 people, so the bomb goes off. Literally, like half the player base is gone because they can't move anyway.
Yeah, it's just everybody just go boop, just like 99 bombs. It's like, well, fuck this. Like we're all dead.
But the last, I don't know would it be the last one to launch a bomb or the first one to launch a bomb? Who would win?
It would be the person that can figure out how to glitch the game, who can jump on top of someone else and be airborne in a jump where they avoid the bomb.
Yeah, someone would break that real quick.
Split second. Yeah, it would have to be broken.
To be totally honest, this kind of sounds like rage-inducing fun.
Well,
for
that's
like a
Bomberman
second,
99.
and then it'd be like even if the game's free with like Switch Online, I'd be pissed after like 2 minutes after the game is literally just you die right away. I'd want like a real version of the game.
Yeah, at that point
really
you're
fun.
just like, can we just get more Bomberman?
Yeah. For battle royales, we need a Bomberman battle royale, and we need a fucking Twisted Metal battle royale.
We need
Those are
Mario
the two
Party
I want.
99. It takes
Twisted
3 years
Metal
to
would
finish
be
one game.
perfect.
Oh, I want Mario Party 99. That's a genius idea. Oh god.
Well, we started
would take
playing
forever.
that one game. What was it called again?
Yeah,
Sorry?
Pummel Party.
Pummel Party.
Pummel
Good
Party,
game.
Yeah.
Oh, that game is
Good
so
game.
good.
Very good game.
Because I mean, it's basically like I've been desperately wanting like another Mario Party that isn't on Nintendo because there's nothing. And like there was actually the only other game I could think of that was kind of like that was called Fortune Street, and it was also only on the Wii. So
I remember that one. Yeah.
so to have
Dragon
like
Quest characters and Final Fantasy characters in that one. There was some sort of franchise that was in it.
You're
I was
right.
like,
I'm
what
just
the
trying to
fuck?
think what it was. I think it might have been Dragon Quest.
Yeah, maybe it was Dragon Quest.
But yeah, no, like Pummel Party was like really all that I could ask for at that point, where it was just it's just Mario Party that's kind of like 18 plus ish because it's a lot of gore and a lot of weird shit.
It's very gory, yeah, for sure. But like in a cartoony, well, not cartoony, like in Jackbox when you're playing that.
It's almost
horror
like Gary's Mod
monster
Mario
hotel.
Party, you could say.
Yeah, that's actually a good way of putting it. I like it. I do like it a lot.
We'll try it on a different map
lot.
than the horror one though, because we kept getting completely destroyed by the murderer.
Yeah, that guy comes back to life.
Yeah,
And,
we were
we
like,
didn't know
okay, we're done with this guy killing us, so we need to kill him. And then we did, and we're like, yeah, we did it. 2 turns later, I have returned. And you're like,
He just fucking gets up and starts walking at one of us. I don't know who. I got hit by him like 3 times. That guy just fucking cleaved me.
Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't get to enjoy that much that night.
that's
Did you
what
guys
another
next time I
night's
can.
for.
Exactly.
We'll do the Pirate Cove level for the next one.
We aren't able to have girls' night this week because Chris is.
Yeah, he's doing this whole thing
new
like getting an
resident.
actual place. Like
You
you
guys
know,
saw the fucking pile of boxes behind me? That
No, I just see a crib.
Clearly hidden.
You're being such a
can't
baby
see a
about
pile
it.
of boxes behind you.
Oh, dis. Yeah, this is my last
Oh, yeah.
podcast in this room. Maybe I have to buy a crib for the new place just to keep the aesthetic going.
just so people don't feel like it's different.
Chris, why is there a crib in your basement? Oh, it's
and,
for the podcast.
and then we'll see for the next like 4 shows, like Chris slowly add more and more stuff to the room to try to counter mine because he loves my setup so
If I
much.
see a crib in your basement at your place, I have 700 questions to ask.
Why isn't it just one?
Why
No,
can't it?
2.
Why can't it just be congratulations, Vish? Why do you got to be a dick?
Yeah. Are you having a baby or is this for the podcast? Those are the only 2 questions you need.
Or did you
I have
get
2
to that
questions to
point in
ask if
Yakuza
I
and
see
now
a
you have a
crib
new
in your
fetish?
Oh, that for sure. When that comes, just from the split second I saw that.
I have 3 questions then.
He's like, I've upgraded to 69 questions actually.
69.
Nice.
Nice. Have you guys been playing anything else this week?
So other than just grinding,
No,
14 some
actually,
more.
I've been doing some out of character stuff. I've been reading this week a lot.
What have you been reading?
I read the
How to
Subtle
Unfuck Your
Art of
Life.
Not-
That's what I need to read.
close. I have that book.
I know.
Unfuck Yourself.
I'd say no. There is a book called How to Unfuck Your Life. So there's variations to all those books.
I actually have the book called Unfuck Yourself as well.
I know, but like you were like, oh, I have that book, but then you said it's called Unfuck Your. It's like something. I'm like, no, that's not the book.
Oh no, I didn't know that one existed. His sequel, Stop Doing That Shit, was the most depressing thing I ever read in my life. I just finished.
I'll write a counter book. It'll be like no.
Just the word no.
Yep. And it'll just be no, copy and pasted for 200 pages. And then finally the last word would be yes.
Wow.
No, sorry. It'd be no for 200 pages, and then finally 201. Okay, fine. And that's the end of the book.
I read The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. It was really good. It was a little long, and some of the stuff in it went on for much longer.
It said Art of Giving a Fuck. It's one you have to learn the intricacies of not giving a fuck. You know, it's quite complex.
It sounds like you gave way too much of a fuck about
not giving a fuck. So I read one. It was the most mistitled book I ever read in my life. So the book was called I just thought it was a funny one, and I'm like, I wonder what this is about.
What was it called?
It was called How to Drink and Not Look Like an Idiot. I thought it'd be a funny thing, being like how to avoid a hangover, how to sober up, or how to like pace yourself. No, it was actually pretty much an encyclopedia telling you different types of liquors, how they're made, what the differences are between them, what type of glass to serve in them, how to serve them, when to have them, what type of meals to have with them. So it was a legitimate handbook on how to drink alcohol.
I mean, it's good to avoid getting drunk because it tells you to eat.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, but I was
Step one, order fries.
completely blindsided by what the book was actually, what the actual subject matter was. I never knew, like, wines, the differences between them. It's actually the grape itself. I never knew Chardonnay was a type of grape, or Malbec was a type of grape, or Amarone. I never knew these were actually types of grapes. That's what makes a certain wine a certain wine. So that's what, like, it was completely caught me off guard.
I'm trying so hard how to make a gaming podcast suddenly get a segue out of wine. Shit.
Yeah.
I'm trying so hard.
No,
I can't think of one.
Shit, well, we already talked about Yakuza.
That's true. We already did talk about Yakuza. Shit.
Yeah, but
speaking of alcohol, Hiro's always drunk.
In Super Smash Brothers Ultimate.
Oh, here's a segue.
While Dracula is about to battle in his boss battle, he is having a glass of wine.
All right, close enough. I'll take it.
What is he thinking when he has that glass of wine? He's just twirling. What's he?
What is a man?
What is a man? But a
miserable little pile of secrets. But enough talk. Have at you.
Oh, that is.
That from? Sorry.
That's from Castlevania.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Which one is it though? Isn't it Is it?
I think it's Symphony of the Night.
Is it the one on PlayStation? I believe.
Yeah.
And speaking of Castlevania, the final season of the anime is coming on tomorrow on Netflix.
Oh yeah. I finally got back. I finally reactivated my Crunchyroll account. I'm finally being a fucking deplorable weeb again.
Nice, weebing it up.
I'm so excited for that because the first 3 seasons are fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta watch it. More.
You do.
I only got into season 1 a bit. And
every time I think of Castlevania, my brain immediately goes back to, man, I gotta go back and watch Hellsing and Drifters. Those fucking shows are so good.
I've heard good things of those.
So, Adam,
I haven't seen them though.
What was Dracula thinking about when he's twirling his glass of wine? What topic was he thinking about?
Clearly about... Actually, hang on. I gotta get into character. This isn't wine, but this is the best I can do.
Okay.
I need to play more Brick Breaker.
Fuck.
The Overlord, the actual like alpha of all fucking vampires. What he's thinking about while having a glass of wine.
Yeah, the Overlord of vampires. You know he's gonna beat your ass in the World Tournament of Brick Breaker, my friend.
In his defense, he lives in a castle made of many bricks, and he wants to break them. That's right. That was the fucking
got
segue
nothing.
I got there.
They're just like, I can't do it. We finally broke Vish instead of him breaking
hard
us.
to argue with that logic.
Wow, we broke him.
Hard to argue with that logic
You,
and not even say anything.
True. That's true.
it's sometimes you
No,
gotta counter it back.
Yep.
So
Just
it's season 3 was absolutely fucking disturbing of Castlevania on Netflix. Like I actually finished the season like slightly like traumatized. I'm like,
So then it did its job.
yeah. Season 2 was an absolute awesome like action like character progression. Season 3, it's like, oh man, shit's gonna go down in season 4. Like real hardcore like disturbing shit's gonna go down in season 4.
Some people are gonna die. And die horribly.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if this show didn't have people die, I'd be like, okay.
They showed a hashtag
No
spoiler
spoiler. Nope,
alert.
no spoilers for
Oh,
people who haven't watched
no
it, because
spoilers.
that's us. So no. No.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Not allowing it.
No.
Hashtag
I don't-
redact.
We're not. I think my golden
Hashtag
rule is we're not allowed to do major spoilers on something if it's something that the majority of the hosts haven't played or watched,
Okay.
or it's like 10 years old. In which case, who gives a shit? But
It's not major. It's not major.
no, but even
Or
then,
the other
like,
two
I
don't give a
intend to
fuck.
watch it at some point. So
No.
Yeah, I definitely am gonna watch it.
It's fantastic. It's probably the best video game to TV.
I would say that
/
if
movie.
I gotta watch Castlevania, you guys gotta watch Hellsing and Drifters, because those are fucking cool shows.
Is it on
I would
Netflix
love
or what's
to.
it on?
I don't know what they're on in terms of
Is it on
Netflix.
any of the major streamers?
I mean, you can always pirate it. I mean, what? I didn't say that out loud.
Iron Matey.
But I would say don't watch the original Hellsing. Watch Hellsing Ultimate, because it's more like feature film.
Oh, is that for? It's based on
Hellsing
the Van
Ultimate is
Helsing.
more based on the comics too, and the animation is so much better. Oh my god, it's so good.
Yeah, let me see on Netflix right now.
See, I'd love to pull up animation, but every time I put like movie trailers and animation trailers on here, that gets flagged. Gameplay footage doesn't, but fucking animation trailers do. It drives me crazy.
Yeah. Don't do it. Don't flag us.
I can't do it.
Hellsing Ultimate.
Yeah, Hellsing Ultimate, and then Drifters. It's by the same guys, and it's because Hellsing is just straight up Alucard killing a fuck ton of vampires. Drifters is taking historical figures throughout history, mostly Japanese, but they have like Billy the Kid and shit in there as well.
Nice.
I'm assuming yes. I can't tell because your it's just not cluing in here. I'm just gonna pull up some Hellsing.
It's a chick with green hair.
It probably isn't that
and-
then, because that doesn't sound familiar at all.
Okay.
Lord only knows though. There's
Oh,
so
you know what? I think it goes by the metadata and within the search with
if you
Netflix that
see
pops it up.
this badass motherfucker, you're on the right track.
Okay, this kind of reminds me of Dante from Devil May Cry.
Oh, I haven't watched this, but I've definitely seen like the thumbnail.
And if
And,
you
like,
don't
I
want
think
to
I
watch
even
the
saw a
original
Blu-ray
series,
cover.
at least go to Team 4-Star and watch Hellsing Abridged, because
no.
it's fucking hilarious.
One more thing
Yes.
that I've been watching that's like royally fucked up and so great is one Adam's brother was suggested to us, Death, Love, and Robots.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was very
Okay,
Black
can I?
Mirror.
I'm seriously going to ask the intervention level question. Why are you always partaking in content that's going to fuck you up?
Yeah.
Did you not just say
I
you
don't-
read a book about unfucking your life and you've proceeded to refuck it? So you must have read the sequel, How to Refuck
here's
Your
the
Life.
thing, I don't know. I enjoy.
He
shit
plays
that,
Brick
like,
Breaker. He played Last of Us Part 2. He fucking watches crappy Netflix movies. Like, this guy is doing
Right,
everything in his
this is
power
true.
to make himself miserable
okay,
instead
I
of,
don't
I don't
mind-
know,
I don't mind
watching, like, South Park or something.
Yeah.
I don't mind shit fucking me up. Like if it's like disturbing me, if
Bullshit.
it's like no, that I'm okay with. I don't like shit that makes me depressed. That's why with The Last of Us 2, I just was
You
saying,
knew
I
that
don't know
going
if
in.
I was not expecting it like that.
I
The way
gave
they
you
did it,
ample
I was
warning.
Not expecting that.
I gave you so much ample warning.
Joel's death.
Nah,
I was
you
expecting-
fucker.
It's common knowledge.
No, it's
within the community about that.
it's a fucking less than year old game.
Oh fuck.
Bad Vish. I need a spray bottle. Yeah.
So The Last of Us 2, and Stop Doing That Shit, like those actually depress the fuck out of me. Like I don't like watching shit that'll actually depress the fuck out of me. I don't mind being disturbed. I'm okay with that because it takes a lot for me to do that. And frankly, if you can do that, that just shows this is good filmmaking, this is good art, this is good writing. That just shows the quality is there. That just shows like, you know what? This is kind of cool. I like this. I don't mind being disturbed. I don't like being depressed. That's the difference.
I still think you should watch much more stupid, funny shit for a while.
You should.
We need to literally, like, I should literally drive to your house and just throw Yakuza 0 on your doorstep and be like, fucking play this, and you're not allowed to come back on the show until you finish it.
That's okay. We won't see him for a while because I've been working like 9 months.
Good. It's for our sakes too, Chris. It's for our sakes too.
Months. Sorry, 11 months. God, I gotta finish that game.
But Love, Death, and Robots. They're basically they're animated shorts. And Chris was right. It is basically Black Mirror, the animated series.
Yeah, I watched a lot of season 1, and it was fucking weird.
There was this one episode I watched today that was based upon Dracula, and it was one of the weaker episodes. But even then, like they don't pull punches. It's graphic. It's vulgar. It's very like even this episode, like it was.
It looks so friendly. Well, kind of friendly.
I loved that episode.
Yeah, it's not predictable at all, which is amazing. I love the fact that it's not predictable. Like, I'll say one of my guilty pleasures. I'll mention 2 guilty pleasures. This Is Us on NBC. It's a very heartwarming and relatable show. And what's it called? Another one on Amazon Prime. It's called Modern Love. And again, very heartwarming and relatable show. It doesn't sugarcoat things. It doesn't like put people in the fantasy world. It just shows modern connections that people have with one another, as opposed to like vintage everything's all sunshine and rainbows stuff. There's a thing in marketing. For the best content, it's the content that's most relatable. And Modern Love and This Is Us are successful and do a good job because it is so relatable that you actually see when they have family conflict. You're like, oh, you know what? Me and my whatever had the exact same type of conversation a while ago. Or you know what? I'm kind of going through that right now. Like it shows realism, it shows relatable content, and it doesn't hide the fact that like this is what it is. We're not family life, real life is not like the Brady's at all. It's very complicated, it's very confrontational. It's not sunshine and rainbows. That's how life is.
I'm trying to forget that though. That's what games are for.
Yeah, that's what games are.
Instead of playing Last of Us, I play fun stuff, you know?
I relate a lot to Ratchet and Clank, so I kind of get what you're saying, you know?
So you're a yellow fox?
No, he's a Wombax or some shit.
I wish that we all had something like Minecraft, because Lord knows I think we all need a rehab session.
I have it on Game Pass, technically, I think.
That's the only like I have it on PlayStation, so it's a thing, but like somebody like the only way to really crossplay is you need like servers and stuff, which is a pain.
Oh, you can only crossplay that way? Fuck.
I think you can crossplay otherwise, but it's just not consistent. I think that's the other thing too. Now that I have a buddy who has a server, it is so irritating to play that game and realize that unless the person who hosts it is on, you can't play. It's like shit. I want to finish up my house.
That's a shitty server. Yeah, there should be like a public server where
yeah,
like,
I'm
only
surprised that with the amount of
in.
time that Minecraft's been around for, that they don't have like public servers that you can just pop in. But then again, people would just go in and fuck up everybody's servers that way. But
yeah, but like it's a locked server it's kind of like a Discord server. Like there's certain people that you can allow in, like admin rights, and only those 10 people can go in, kind of thing. Like, why isn't that there?
Or it could even just be like, instead of paying monthly, which is ridiculous, like pay like a small flat fee, you get a server, and then that's it, it's yours.
Yeah.
But you know, we gotta make money somehow.
Yeah, true. And Adam, you were saying you've been playing Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah,
right?
I've just been grinding a little bit more. Just kind of, it really is the game that I turn on if I'm just listening to like a podcast or watching a stream or something, and I can just, it's something that's pretty mindless.
I find that game so like uplifting for some reason. It's just like a world where everything is going wrong. Like basically meteors are going to destroy it, and everybody is.
I just want to see it for a little bit.
Well, you could, no, fucking goddamn it, fucking bullshit.
You
piece
could
of shit.
God damn it, Adam.
Or, you know, you have something that we call a cell phone. And there's this thing
No,
called,
then he'll just go on Instagram.
I don't know if you've ever seen it before, but there's also this thing called Google.
Which, by the way, I think Google just got dark mode.
Don't worry about it.
Adam, don't
worry about
know that the internet is a fad and it's not going to make any impact on this world like the fax machine
Have I
did.
fucking
Like,
gone
we're gonna
back
just
in
stop
time?
using it.
Oh, wait, no, I still have responsibilities. I definitely haven't gone back in time. Fuck.
Yeah, I know. But unfortunately, we haven't.
Anyways, I find Final Fantasy 14 very uplifting. Like, whenever I played that game, the music and just every NPC and character in that game, everybody is just like, hey, the world's gonna end, but don't worry, we have the power of friendship. And then, like, inspirational music starts, and then you go and shoot your fucking bow
Or
and
you
arrow
just
at
go
a
to the
dragon.
hub town and you see like 1,000 cat girls in bikini costumes in the hub worlds, and you're just like, oh yeah, no, this is fine.
Yeah, I definitely
Adam, can you
was
put that
really
on the stream?
No, I will not.
Fuck you. No, it's with. I'm just wondering, like, I'm just curious, like, I've never played an MMORPG, so I just don't know the mechanics or the gameplay.
I would
behind it.
also
Like,
just say for you that I don't even think it's your cup of tea, because the amount of time and dedication it takes to even do like anything in that game is pretty high.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is very high. But if you were gonna try any MMO, this is probably the one.
Because it is free
'Cause
and it gives you a
it
lot
is-
for free.
Yeah, and it's I've played World of Warcraft. I played this, and this is like the least hardcore version of a MMO. Like, you can play with a controller, which most MMOs you can't.
And I play
The
with the
fact
controller the
that-
whole time, and it's actually pretty good for an MMO.
It's like,
Pretty,
even though I was playing on
user-friendly?
PC,
yeah.
very
Like, granted,
user friendly.
if you want to do the big stuff like raids and stuff, you're going to want to get a keyboard for it because you're going to need to communicate, or if Discord was ever a thing. But like in most cases, I don't think there's enough of us that we'd have like a Discord server unless we joined somebody else's group. So like if you were just going into a bunch of randoms, you need a keyboard because communication in like the later parts of the game is a big deal. But most of it I've just done solo. I'm a level 23 rogue right now, and I'm just walking around just swiping the shit out of stuff, and it's fine. Like it's relaxing. It doesn't demand a lot.
Yeah, it's that's exactly it. Like, I played 250 hours of this game, not all at once. Like, over, like, an expansion would come out, I'd play for a month, another expansion would come out, I'd play for a month. And I did the whole thing solo. Like, I didn't even have a party, which would make it obviously
Like if
better
you do
playing
the
with
main
you guys.
story, they will force you into dungeons, which you can do with other people, but it doesn't really require communication because it's just you kill shit. It's not usually that
The
crazy.
biggest for me is like if I was to play a game like this, like I would want to play it with you guys, like
Yeah.
actually
Yeah.
like going like it's a like the way we were playing Grand Theft Auto.
Well,
'cause
if
I
it
remember-
was like that, I would say straight up, this isn't a one night a week kind of game because we'll never get anything.
Yeah, it would take a really long time. It would take a really long time. Like, I played, like, when I would play for a month, like, you play every day or
Like
every
how
other
long
day
it
at
took
least.
us to get to all the heists that we could do based on our levels. That's like getting to level 15 in Final Fantasy. It would take forever.
Yeah.
So
Like,
what level are you
I
at
don't know how much
currently?
time I've put. Actually, I could just boot up my PlayStation and find out because it should tell me. But like,
Yeah, it's got a time counter now, yeah.
I'm
Okay, go
pretty
find
sure
one
I've
of your
put like.
PS5. Show us how fast it is, you fucking bastard.
Well, I'm not gonna turn to the fucking browser thing because I don't have it set up on this. So no, I don't think I will. But I know I've definitely put like at least 40. I want to say maybe. Although some of it is idle. That's the other thing too with the times that.
Get to level 15 or
Well, at level 23 where I'm at, and I've also done like a bunch of other characters too, like or not characters, a bunch of different classes because I have like almost every class in the game I have it's at least to like level 10. So I put some time in there just for something, right?
Yeah. Like, I remember the main
Yeah,
story
41
quests.
hours so far it says. So
Yeah.
not one
The main
achievement
story-
that would drive you nuts, Chris.
I wonder if that's because you're on the free trial one. Because I think
That actually
there's
could be
achievements
possible.
you should have got. Yeah, I'm picking this up on PS5 as soon as the complete edition goes half off, which happens like 3 times a year. Because I already have it on PC, But again, it's so good with controller and with the PS5 upgrades and it looking even better on my PS5 than my PC can handle. I definitely want to pick this up, but I want to do it on the PS5.
Yeah.
And apparently, like, my character and everything will be all there and everything. Like, it's all cross-play between the two, which is also really cool.
And we're on the same server chain, so it works out.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, that's a great game. I listen to I actually have a sleep playlist, which is some of the night themes from some of the cities in this game. And I actually have fallen asleep to Final Fantasy XIV music, and it's fucking gorgeous. I love this game so much.
I just fell asleep to Final Fantasy 13.
Yeah, that's just actual. Yeah, this is the best Final Fantasy since like 10. To me.
Yeah, no, like you could definitely make that argument, and it's not even a Final Fantasy game.
And
really.
It's not a Final Fantasy. Yeah.
That just makes me fucking freak out so much more about 16 because I really do feel like if 16 doesn't end up being any good for me, that might be it. I don't know if I can go back.
I would go back, but
series.
I haven't really truly loved a game since PS2 era. So
last one I enjoyed a lot was 12. And I know 12 wasn't the traditional, but to me when I played 12, I still thought it was a one-off. Like, don't worry, 13's going back to the traditional. This is just like a one-off. They're trying something. It's not great.
What console era was 12 on?
It was still PS2.
PS2. So I guess actually, yeah, last time I really enjoyed
literally
it.
The only Final Fantasy games on PS3, unless 15 got... 15 must have got put on it as well, but it was really just the 13 games.
Yeah, it was all three of them.
And, and almost nobody in the West liked them.
Yeah, I know.
Apparently Japan loved them. I don't know why.
Yeah. If 16 is bad, like it's still like 15.
If 16 is not minimum an 8 to me, I'm done. Like, even if it's a 7, I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, you guys aren't what I expect out of you anymore. Like, that's enough. Because if I want the JRPG experience, Dragon Quest exists, Persona exists, fantastic. Trails is now taking all that for me. Hell, there's even the Final Fantasy VII Remake I still got to go through, and it seemed to do that right. So, it's like, if they can't make a new game anymore, what am I supposed to expect from them?
15's the one they're making M-rated, am I correct?
16.
Yeah.
Okay.
But, like, here's the thing. I don't hate 15. What? Like, I actually, I hate the second half of 15. Yep. But 15, for what it is, I don't hate. Like, I thought 15 did a really good job with its open world. But the battle system, I'm sorry to say this, there's some people that are going to get a little bit furious about hearing me say this. Final Fantasy should always be an ATB game, and I hate the fact that it's turning into Kingdom Hearts. I love Kingdom Hearts, but if I want to play Kingdom Hearts, I'll play Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, it shouldn't be Final Fantasy. That should be new IPs.
Like the active time battle, like the fight, magic, item, defend, like the old school turn-based.
Yeah, you choose fight, magic, or item. Like, it's more strategic.
Oh, you want Final Fantasy to remain?
I don't think Final Fantasy is Final Fantasy when it isn't there, because it's been that for like 20 years.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Because at the very least, like, Resident Evil may have changed from third to first person, but it's still a shooter and it's still a horror game. Because it didn't change. All it changed was its camera. It didn't change its mechanics. Final Fantasy literally went from fight, magic, item to hack and slash, and it's like, I get it, but you don't even do it well, and it takes away the strategy part of the game, which is just is like the whole complexity of it.
I remember I was at Chris's house one time, and he was playing Final Fantasy on the PS3, and he had to go to the washroom. So 13, okay.
Yeah, and he just let it play for him.
Yeah, no, he told me to just keep pressing the X button. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So
that's why most people didn't like 13, because they're like, wait, if I wanted to watch a movie Square, I'll watch anything that you don't produce, because your movies suck. Yeah. I still like Advent Children, but let's be honest, Advent Children sucks. As a movie, it sucks. It's just fanboy.
Yeah, it's very fanboy. Yeah. If 13 was called something else, just not Final Fantasy, I would have probably liked that game a lot more.
I still think I would have liked it, but I wouldn't have hated it.
They should have just called it, like, Lightning, the Adventure.
If they had called that I Am Setsuna, then I would have been pissed. I don't care.
So with Resident Evil, I thought the positive change in that wasn't really the first... Again, I'm not a big fan of the first person changing it. What I thought was great was the remakes where you're able to aim and walk around.
Well, that's a thing, right?
Not just, like, not do the tank move where you're, like...
But like when I'm saying that Final Fantasy has completely changed, like, I'm not talking a camera shift, because the camera shift happens in everything. Like, Final Fantasy games have always had a different, like, gimmick to them, because like some have job systems. There's 7 had the materia system. 8 had the junction and GF system that we don't like talking about very much. 10 had the sphere grid, which is a different way of leveling. So all of that stuff was fine, but the battle system never changed. It was like they would add, there was a couple of like little things, but the core was always there. And then 12 came and the core changed. And I didn't hate it, but I also was like, I don't like where this is going. Like, please go back to this. This is weird. I don't like hitting fight and attack and then watching. If I want to play an MMO, I'll go play Warcraft. I don't need a fucking MMO single-player game. That doesn't make any sense. Although Dragon Age did it decently, but that's different because at least it had more of a story to it that you could choose. Because so it was actually you playing the game, whereas you're basically playing an interactive movie when you play a Final Fantasy game like that.
Yeah.
And then obviously with 13, it just completely took away the gameplay. It was just hit X to do stuff. And watch.
Yeah.
And 15 had a good idea. It was like, okay, open world, makes sense. Now it's just one big-ass world, makes sense for Final Fantasy. No problem, that was cool. Getting to drive around in a fucking convertible, listening to old-school Final Fantasy music, that was awesome.
Yep.
But then the battle system comes into play, and it's mostly hit X unless the thing tells you to hit square and then hit square. It's like, it's not fun.
Yeah, it'd be like a prompt, yeah.
Like, if it was like more like God of War, you could make something out of it. But because it's literally just bash until we tell you not to bash, it's not fun. It's not enthralling gameplay.
With God of
there was
War,
so much strategy in it.
There was characters surrounding you, where from what I recall when I was...
Well, 15 it's the same way. It's just with God of War, when you hit something, you feel like you did something. In 15, you feel like you're just going through motions. It doesn't feel like you're actually
like
fighting.
A quick time event.
Yeah, it feels like a really long quick time event. That's
like
a great explanation.
Yeah. Because the thing is, the old Final Fantasies... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
It's not like Arkham series fighting, where you are going back and forth between characters surrounding you. It's more like you're pressing X
there's no there's a lock on, but it's not the same. Like, you literally just kind of swing. It was okay, but it doesn't work with the series. It just doesn't. Like, and I'm not trying to be elitist or like gatekeeping, but like I want to prove my point. I want 17, assuming it ever exists, to have the old school system, and I want to watch people love that game again and be like, "Oh my god, this is it." Because how can I not be proving my point when Persona is doing amazingly well, when Trails is becoming this up-and-coming game, when Dragon Quest XI did really well? And let's be honest, Dragon Quest XI is not a very complex game. It's really super simple old school. And it's still so much better.
So much better. So much better than any Final Fantasy since PS2.
So like when I see people argue it, because they're like, oh, you maybe Final Fantasy is not for you anymore. I'm like, I don't know who Final Fantasy is for right now. Because I don't think they know, because they keep changing their mind on what they want it to be.
Yep.
And I think that's the frustrating part. You can't even follow it, because it's like, if you're a fan of the band Rush, you understand this reference, but like Rush, every album seems to do something completely different. But at least it's music. Whereas it's a game, like, you don't want to suddenly go from playing a turn-based RPG to suddenly playing like Dead Rising, which is what Lightning Returns is.
Oh yeah. That's
I love Dead Rising.
Well, it's not like hitting zombies. It's Final Fantasy 13 with a timer. You have X amount of time in a type of game that's meant to be long to complete something. And that's I remember the first time I heard it, I went, I'm not buying this game, because if you're telling me you're going to give me a JRPG where I'm on a time limit, fuck you. That's not a JRPG.
What's that Majora's Mask though?
Yeah, I hate
but Majora's Mask isn't a JRPG. It's an action adventure RPG.
Yeah. And the old Final Fantasies, they were strategy. It was like, all right, this character I'm going to have set as a healer. This one's going to be like a tank. This one's going to do, DPS kind of thing.
This guy's a bard, so he can get the fuck out of my party.
Yeah, he's just there, fucking spoony bard. But like, there was a strategy to it, and it would be like, all right, my health is low. Okay, this person's going to heal. Should take this amount of time before they heal everyone. I'll do Cure 4 or Cure Aga or whatever the hell it was called, and I'll cure everybody. This person will jump because then they're out of the screen for a split second, and then they'll come down. And like, there was so much strategy, and every battle you could die. But of course, you could grind out, and the stronger you got from the battles, the more you didn't need to worry about it. But the strategy was always there. And the newer games weren't about strategy. It was like, make sure when it prompts you to hit triangle, don't miss hitting triangle, because then you'll miss your chance to do this hit.
Even if the game was
not.
short, you wouldn't see Final Fantasy 15 speedruns that much in the same way that people love watching like old SNES speedruns.
Yeah, because you can't even break
the
it
strategy that you need to play those. Like, I've seen somebody do no glitches Final Fantasy 6 in under 10 hours, which is insane.
That is insane. That is
because that's like a lot of grinding you're not doing. That means you're doing a lot with very little.
Kafka, right?
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's the one with Kafka. Yeah, that's like going into the final battle being like level 10, which is insane.
Which they don't do. Like they still level up quite a bit. Also, the game helps them with a lot of stuff, but like it's more just being able to use every piece that you're given. Like you know how all of us usually play JRPGs, we just hoard items and never use them. They actually use the items. That's what the speedrunners do. They buy specific items for specific purposes, and that's it.
Yeah.
You don't walk around with 99 potions that you never use.
Those fucking potions. Fuck you. But yeah, 100%. Oh, I miss Final Fantasy.
Let's make fun. You know what? I'm going out on my slogan. Let's make Final Fantasy great again.
Nice.
Like Madden.
No, Madden's never going to be great. It's impossible. If they ever make a new NFL Blitz game, we might have a shot, but never with Madden.
Yes.
That's a good point.
Those were fucking fun.
It would be.
And even the fucking like NBA playgrounds and NFL playgrounds, those were fun too.
It'd be nice to have like just somebody make like a quick $20 like NBA or MLB or NHL like license game that's just like very arcadey, and then we'd all go for that.
Yeah.
For $20,
Oh,
you kidding me?
100%. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know. Why not? Come on, EA, fucking do it.
Why not end the show? Because it's 10:30 and I want to fucking go to bed. Ha!
Good timing.
But yeah, that was a good show. I'm very happy with 75 episodes. I won't go back and watch most of the old ones because they suck. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. They suck.
We have 2 episodes. This one and episode 69.
Yep, that's it. That's the only 2.
That's it.
Everything else is they never happen. Look, I'm gonna have to get the Men in Black like fucking. I can't remember what they call the device thing, but it's the red light's gonna flash. You're gonna forget everything except these 2 episodes.
We'll start our OnlyFans eventually.
I am. No. We got. Well, wait. We're on Twitch. Remember,
we'll start our own.
We have to have at some point a hot tub VCR podcast.
Oh, I've got a better idea. We're gonna do a reverse hot tub stream. Everybody watching the stream has to be in a fucking hot tub.
And they gotta stream live.
No. They just gotta be in a hot tub.
Stream. They're just in a hot tub and then they're chatting, and that's what's happening.
No, don't worry. Don't donate to us. Just buy yourself a kiddie pool and set it up in your bedroom with all the water that I have no idea how you're gonna empty it out afterwards. But that's your problem.
So how do they keep those things hot? Like I've seen some of these streams, and like that's an inflatable pool in your bedroom. How the fuck is the water hot? It's got to get cold in 2 seconds.
Magic.
There's got to be like a device you put.
Look, if you throw 100 bits in the chat, you warm the water. That's how it works. Okay, that's how Twitch works. Okay.
Isn't 100 bits $1 fucking dollar?
Okay, fine, 1,000 bits. Wait, no, 6,900 bits. There we go. Done. Problem solved.
Nice.
We figured it out.
Nice.
I'm not tangenting anymore.
Oh.
Well, maybe for okay, I'll give you one more hot tub comment.
Yay! That's it. Hot tub. I just wanted to hear hot tub.
Let's go back in time to the future.
Okay, let's watch Hot Tub Time Machine. Done. Got it. Love it. Love the idea.
To the hot tub time machine to the future.
Done.
We can only watch it if we're in a hot tub. Done.
Perfect. You're making it really difficult for me to not like what this is. Okay, like you're only making solid points.
In a hot tub. There's so many hot tubs.
But yeah,
inception of hot tubs.
75 episodes in the can. Time for 2 more, and then we're done. Fuck it. I'm done. I quit.
What? That's 77? Why is that your number?
I don't know. Why not?
The VC.
You're not even a Bruins fan.
Hey, he was an Avalanche too.
Avalanche like Final Fantasy 7.
All right, never mind. I'm making it to Final Fantasy. Shit. What's the nearest 10? Oh, I have to go all the way to 110. Damn. All right, you won this time.
Yay!
But yeah, this has been the VCR Podcast. Thank you so much for checking us out. Anybody who joined the stream, I saw a few people spamming emotes in there. You lovely sons of bitches. But yeah, anybody checking this out live, watching the VOD, whether it's here on Twitch or on YouTube at CS Radical, please please give us the like, subscribe, follow, whatever that may be, and then obviously donate to our OnlyFans that totally exists. You guys, like, look it up. Like, just go look.
One day. One day I'll do it. Let's fucking.
Also, as we just said, go buy the hot tub. We'll see you next week. That's I don't make the rules. You have to buy the hot tub. I'm sorry.
That's actually how it goes. Yeah, if you don't have a hot tub, like
It's
you
the
can't
rules.
follow us on Instagram or Twitter.
Yep.
Even though they're listed right on the screen.
I'm sorry. I don't make the rules. You're just gonna have to accept that. Look, just hot tubs are for everybody. That's honestly, let's be honest, the hot tubs are for everybody.
I love hot tubs, and they are for everybody.
Let's make hot tubs great again.
They don't need to be great again. They've already. That's the one
Yeah,
time you're
they've
gonna be
already
like,
been
they're
great.
already great.
Yeah, they're already great. They're so great.
So, yeah, thank you so
Night,
much for
y'all.
checking out the podcast, guys. We'll see you for episode 76, where we'll hopefully be a lot less disappointing than Fallout 76 was. Ha! One more dig before I'm off the air.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Bethesda.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, no, just fuck Fallout 76. I'll be nice to Bethesda. Todd Howard's given me enough memes that I think I'm okay with
So
it.
we have next week's episode title.
Nah. I'll worry about that down the road. This is more just like,
Okay.
everything sucks. This is this episode. So, one more time,
Everything
guys.
sucks.
Thank you so much for checking us out. We'll see you next week. Have a good night, morning, afternoon. I don't know, whatever the fuck it is where you guys are. Take care.
Cheers.
Night all.